In this video, I will be explaining and demonstrating 4 flexibility assessments. These include the Canadian Trunk Forward Flexion Test, the YMCA Sit and Reach Test, the Chair Sit and Reach Test, and the Thomas Test. Before beginning the flexibility assessments, a short warm-up of approximately 5 minutes of moderate aerobic activity should be completed. The Canadian Trunk Forward Flexion Test measures the flexibility of the hamstrings and lower back. When beginning this test, remember to remove your shoes. Soles of your feet should be flat against the flexometer at the 26 centimeter mark. Assure that the inner edges of your soles are placed within 2 centimeters of the measuring scale. As you begin to reach forward, you must exhale, and once you have reached as far as you can go, hold that position for about 2 seconds. Remember that you cannot lead with one hand, and always make sure that you do not bend your knees. Complete this assessment a total of 2 times and take the best score out of the 2. This is measured in centimeters. The YMCA Sit and Reach test measures the flexibility of your hamstrings and back. Before beginning, remove your shoes. For this test, place a yardstick on the floor and place a strip of tape across it on the 15-inch mark. Feet should be placed on the edge of the tape 10 to 12 inches apart. As you reach forward, you must exhale, and once you have reached as far as you can, hold that position for about 2 seconds. Your fingers must touch the yardstick. Remember that you cannot lead with one hand, and always make sure that you do not bend your knees. Complete this assessment a total of 2 times and take the best score out of the 2. This is measured in inches. The Chair Sit and Reach test is used for older populations and measures the flexibility of the hamstrings. This test requires a chair 17 inches in height. To begin, place the chair against a wall. Next, sit and extend one leg with the ankle dorsiflexed. Keep the underset leg flat on the floor while also keeping your head in a normal alignment. As you reach forward, you must exhale, and once you have reached as far as you can, hold that position for about 2 seconds. You need an assistant to assist you in holding the ruler. When scoring the assessment, if you can only touch your big toe, it is scored as a 0. If your fingers go past your big toe, the score is counted as positive. If your fingers reach short of the toes, the score is counted as negative, using the space between the big toe and fingertips. Remember that you cannot lead with one hand, and make sure to keep your leg as straight as possible. Complete this assessment twice for both legs and take the best score out of the 2. This is scored in inches. The Thomas test is used to assess the flexibility of the hip flexors. To begin, you must lay supine or on your back. Then, bring the leg that is not being tested towards your chest. If the straight leg remains in contact with the surface, then the hip flexor of that leg is flexible. If the straight leg rises, then the hip flexor is likely to be inflexible. You will need a partner to assist you. This test is scored as flexible or inflexible and is tested bilaterally. For the Canadian Trunk Forward Flexion Test, I scored 34 centimeters and I am classified as very good. For the YMCA Sit and Reach Test, I scored 20 inches and I am classified as above average. For the Thomas test, I am considered inflexible for the left hip flexor and flexible for the right hip flexor.